Okay friends, if you're looking for a simplified planner, lesson planner, and student planner that has resource pages, stick around with me because I'm going to show you Meadow's undated planners, and they go on sale starting today, August 15, for 25% off, which makes this very affordable planner even more affordable. So stick around with me, I'll show you inside both. Welcome back friends, if you're brand new to my channel, my name is Arlene with Arlene and Company. As I said before, I received this in exchange for my honest review from Meadow. You guys know I'm a planner addict, planner nerd, and you've seen quite a few from me, and I love sharing different styles that may suit different families, different needs, different planning styles, whether you're type A, type B, or none at all. Here is the undated homeschool parent planner and Meadow's student planner, which is pretty rad, and I want to show you inside both of these. So let's get to it. There is a sale that starts today. You can buy these in a bundle, which will come with the parent planner and the student planner together, and I believe it comes out to like $26 and change, obviously plus shipping, and that is currently from August 15th to the end of August, and it will be 25% off. So if you're watching this 2022, because I have to think maybe somebody watches this next year, the planners are currently on sale for these couple weeks, and it's 25% off. You can buy them separately if you just need this, or maybe you need a couple of these. They're just really inexpensive, and I love the functionality of it and how it's laid out. If you're an Meadow user and you've never seen the planners in person and wondering if it would fit you, it is modeled that it will look in that same format that you see your guide. So let's take a look at the parent planner first, because the student planner has a lot of resource pages, so that's going to take us just a tad longer. So on here, these are spiral bound, very simple pages. These are thicker. It doesn't really say what the paper grade is, but it's like the same thickness pretty much. I believe probably the same paper as their curricula, which has held up really great over the years. You have like little animals in nature. I mean, it's Meadow, so they're like nature inspired, Waldorf inspired curricula. So you're gonna see that element and inspiration throughout. You're going to have a little introduction of how to use these this planner is like quick overview to help you get the most out of it. You know, you can start using the planner at any time. It's undated. You can look over assignments for each week, each subjects. You can move over projects, and then there's little quotes throughout, which I really do enjoy throughout the planners. Here is you have more introduction. I mean, see, it almost feels like there's more pages because it's so thick. So it's actually here you have building relevant education, interaction, and collaboration. Just has some tips to use throughout. You know, study skills toolkit, familiarize yourself with the learning targets. There is a guide here for K through 4. I wish they would include one for middle school and on, but they do have other resources, which they consider elementary. 5th and beyond is considered middle school with Meadow. So here again, you have civic engagement, integration across disciplines, global perspective, creative expression, each earth stewardship, like an overview and giving you some additional ideas, getting motivated and staying focused, clarify your intentions, and just, you know, translating that to your kiddos. So take frequent short breaks. It just gives you all kinds of these tips that maybe you have not learned yet, or haven't come across these things because you are just starting off. Managing your time and space is just all these little tidbits. So now here you have, this is strictly a lesson planner. So if you're looking for those pages that you have in other planners that are very involved and have, you know, the extensive book list and curricula pages and all these pages that some people find that they don't ever use, and maybe you're just looking for a simple lesson planner but a structure for a homeschooler, this may be your golden ticket. It does not have all those extra pages. So that's what you have. You have the tips and guidance in the beginning. Then here, if you look at your Oak Meadow curricula, now you don't have to use it if you're using something else. You're gonna have week of, and you can put things up here, you can put it right down there. It has a nice, like a little bit of color, but it's pretty still neutral. You have the subjects on your side, and you can see them on both sides. Planner. Now, if that doesn't work for you and you like to plan horizontally, usually it's the way around. People like the vertical planning a lot better. You obviously can just relabel these, but I mean, most of the case, people prefer vertical planning. Here you have like materials needed, especially for your science labs and stuff like that. Those are listed there, and if you've seen my Oak Meadow reviews, I will tag the last video I did with Oak Meadow up above on the iCard. And then you can list any materials right on here, so is that a quick reference glance for you. And if you're doing multiple subjects with Oak Meadow, you can just go ahead and continue to list those in there, or start with a line there. Maybe you want to put a quote or something else. And here they just have on the side is going to have a different little nature element. So starting the new school year with positive communication and excitement for learning is key to a rewarding, successful experience for both you and your children. Again, you're going to have a Monday start, and then there is a space for Saturday and Sunday that is going to share in case your schooling rolls over into the weekend, or maybe this can be just like some prep area for you over the weekend. And then that's how the planner continues. Like as you see, the quote changes, and I will show you what it looks like at the end. So you have enough of these pages to last you a full school year. The color has this like ombre effect on the top, and then you can see that it just kind of changes out. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and then the color switches. So like every 5 weeks the color switches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just testing my theory, and the color switches. So if you want to divide these by month, then you can use the color, the ombre color effect here as your guiding light to tab it if you like. I'm not a tab user. I like to use bookmarks that come for the coils, or that I can just hook on right on here. But I know some people love adding tabs, so that's how you can do it. And or you can just look by the simple the color changes of when you're in another month. Again, so this is just a very simple functional lesson planner if you just don't need all that fuss and you want something that is geared for homeschoolers and not just a regular teacher planner. And just flipping through that, again, you have the quotes throughout. And let me just show you what we have at the ends of the planner with your resource pages. So here you reach the end, and here's the learning target. So this is where it has some benchmarks per subject for K through 4. And it reminds you, everybody learns at a different rate. This is just something to help support your understanding and, just a reference chart. So here you'll see like kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and grade 4, and this is for language arts. And then here for social studies. And these are things like concepts that you may feel that you would like to maybe identify parts of speech, nouns. And this is going to match, if you use Oak Meadow, with the goal points that you have in the curricula. So that is going to match that. So these things are covered in the Oak Meadow curricula. If you're using something else, then you can use this as a guiding light, like I said. And if you want to add to your curricula to cover certain things, then you can see that. So for my elementary followers, that is there. Science and math for the target. And then at the end, you have, see, every single time I think that there's more, but it's just thick. You have a note page, and then just a final quote. Children are like flowers in a garden. They grow at different rates and blossom only when fully ready. Just keep watering those seeds with love. And then that is your parent your homeschool parent planner. The world is your classroom. So let's look at the student version now. Now the student planner has resource pages, and they're quite a bit, and I really like how they set this out. You guys know how I feel about resource pages. So you have the how to use this planner, the introduction on here. So at the end of the week, move on completed projects, all the same thing that's going to mimic the parent planner, especially if maybe you just want to give them that more sense of autonomy and put it right on their planner and you're not using your own personal one. And if you do this and you feel like you can use the parent planner but you want to document some additional things there, you can add that to a simple bullet journal or notebook and do something like that, or whatever. Not maybe you just like to use a for pre-planning and then one for reverse planning for record keeping, and that lesson planning by itself could be a good record keeper too. Building relevant education, developing an effective mindset, and then you go here into the different sections and subjects. So dream, English, resources, parts of speech. You have that reference here. What's an abstract noun, a collective noun. We were just working on this. And pronouns and so on. So persevere, conjunctions, interjections, and then there is examples along with each of the definitions and things like that as well. So your kiddo has these quick references to go through. SOAR, I love how it has like a different theme. Sentence structures, the writing process, and this is something that if you haven't seen my Meadow reviews of the curricula, there is a very heavy emphasis on writing across all subjects. So the writing process, note-taking, outlining, writing and the rough draft, revising, editing, proofreading, and final version. And that is all reviewed for them, what that means without them having to flip through their student notebooks or curricula or whatever they have. It's right here on hand for them. Literary devices, and I have those definitions here. Finding reputable sources. This is again something that gives them additional information as they're building their own time management skills and learning about how to find their own resources and sourcing for completing projects and such. Citing sources, that's also included here in text citations, creating a works cited page, and then how to do that, back in the day of when we had to do that in school, and then giving them the example exactly how they would do it. Citing images, punctuation and spelling rules, and that is included here with the example, the rule, the mark, and the example. Then we move over to our social studies resources page. You have a US map, you have the world map, you have the world map time zones, which that I have not seen. That was pretty cool. That was a nice surprise. Then science and math resources, units of measurements, abbreviation, and that is spelled out here. I do enjoy that so far we're in grade 6 of Meadow, and so far pretty much every level with the science has gone over, or I think like the last maybe from grade 4 and up. I don't know about the grade 3, I can't remember. But they went over the scientific method, and it's spelled out at the beginning like lesson 1. So I like that it was included right on here as well. And then, again, this is the same quality paper. It's pretty like thick like cardstock. So, but it's very inexpensive. So the fact that this is thicker paper and I like paper thin is pretty impressive. Multiplication chart is on here. Study skills and toolkits. Getting motivated, staying focused. Again, mimicking the things that is included in your parent planner for you to refer to your kiddos for. It's on here as well. So in case you don't have the parent planner, mining the material, making it stick, and things like that, and giving them like those type of tools and that they would appreciate. Okay, so this layout is gonna look basically mimics this, just small. On here you're going to see that it's just a subject, so they can individualize it depending of what they have doing. It's again Monday through Saturday and Sunday. Sharing a space, week of is undated, so they can start this at any point that you like, and just so you can see a reference in size, you still can fit quite a bit on here. Like daily rhythm is the heartbeat of home. Some children learn for what others tell them, but other children just have to do it themselves. One of the most intriguing aspects of learning process is the effect that other people have upon their ability to learn. So here the quotes are more of tips. So make each assignment uniquely and authentically your own by creating personal meaning with every experience. life itself is a learning process. So it has like a mixture. I feel like it's like, even though the quotes in the parent planner is also like a tip, but I feel it's more inspirational. And here is kind of like a balance. The world is your school. Some people learn from what others tell them. Then that continues on. Seek out your mentor. You are in charge of your own learning. Just giving you a little thing. For a longer writing assignment, ask for feedback and suggestions on your rough draft before revising. The best writers always revise. Find something you're passionate about and make time to learn about it. And I just love these little tidbits on the front. So I always think that makes it like so personal and, you know, just that little extra. And the price of the planners are very inexpensive, and now that they're on sale, even like, you know, even better. And if you have an planner right now and you're completely overwhelmed because it just has way more than you needed and you need something simple, I just really wanted to show you guys this option, especially on the date that it went on sale. And then the student planner, if you've been contemplating, because I know I've shared a lot about my kiddos always using a student planner, and even if it means that I'm kind of basically doing double work, but I keep their student planner very simple, where it's just the topic, and sometimes like math I'll say like lesson number, but other than that I keep it very open-ended, so they have a check mark or something to check off. So here's some learning targets. The following targets will be in general abilities. High school students should be familiar with each learning target and working towards mastery. Middle school students can use these charts to identify strengths and areas that need work. So although this planner had learning targets for K through 4, this one is actually focusing on middle and high school learning targets. So that is really rad. And I think that also is because student planners, usually parents don't give student planners to their early elementary kiddos. I did, like the anomaly, but they start using probably a planner in middle school. So I get this decision, and maybe you even want to use this planner for yourself, so you can decide. Maybe you want something smaller and not the full size. So here you will see English, the key competencies, paragraph skills, organizing topic into a paragraph, demonstrate sense and variety of writing, and then they could check off when they feel like confident that they have hit those learning targets. Use notes to create a detailed outline, create rough draft, you get the idea. So then social studies, geography, identify locations on a map and globe. And remember, this is an overview of general ideas that by high school, in a high school level, kiddo needs to be working towards mastery, just kind of like working towards identifying those areas that they have strength or things that they're weak at, that you can identify these things before hitting high school. And then history and civics, rhetoric, research report, and that's part of that. And then here's science, and then you have a quick here with math, and you have those little things. This still continues. This is wonder. And then you have a page for notes in the back. Maybe they want to list their independent reads in the back. That's an idea. And then some pictures, some nature themed pictures in the back. And then it just says create your life, Oak Meadow. That this planner is the daily planner for the independent learners. So that's why I said this is usually geared for an older kiddo that can go ahead and plot out their studies. If you were to use this with Oak Meadow has a suggestions in areas that they would pick. Let me show you that you do use Oak Meadow for your curricula, and you want to kind of just see how you put it into practice. And again, this is for the independent learner. Okay, right here. Celtic tribes, you have assignments, but then sometimes you have choose one of the following, and then you can decide, your child can decide which project they're going to do, which writing assignment you're going to do. That's the big difference with Oak Meadow. It's not just like, here's the one writing assignment and this is what you're going to do. It will give them like a prompt or different prompts of 5-6 different things, and then they have that autonomy to go ahead and choose which project, which writing, which research paper they're going to do. And that's where they can jot it down. They can read over, again, this is written directly to them, this is not the teacher guide, and they can read through this and decide, okay, I can go ahead and work on my art project starting on Monday. So I can plot this part, you know, the A part. I'm going to do this part. So this says choose the following art projects, A, B, and C, D, and E. So you see there is that many options just on that, and then further study if you want to continue with that. Or I can do the reading selection, and on Monday I can do this part on Tuesday, because Oak Meadow doesn't say day one do this, day two to do that. It gives you the whole list for the week, and then they decide in what order they're going to do things, depending also on which projects and assignments they're choosing, right? So assignments, review your map and find the Scandinavian and Eastern European countries and the Black Seas. So, you know, they could go ahead, okay, I can do this on this day. I could also tackle this part. Now let me look at my English manual and do this. That's if they're planning everything. They're at that level of planning everything themselves. Let's say you have a high schooler. If you're working along with them, you can plan these out obviously together, but let's say you are the one doing all the planning for them, and they decide this is the project they're gonna do. So they can plot that up so they can remember when they get to the following week, and they don't, you know, have to keep asking you or whatever not, or waiting for you to let them know what they're supposed to be working on. Because maybe some kiddos decide that they're gonna bang out a whole bunch of stuff in one day, 2 days, or whatever, and this gives them that autonomy to go ahead and do that. So that is a way that your independent learner can use this using Oak Meadow, is being able to organize it themselves, because it follows that same type of flow with their weekly layout with their different subjects, and tackles that down as well. And you can see that with a parent guide too. And now this definitely, again, would work with any curricula, and maybe there's most specific because your curricula says day one do this, day two do that, and then they can plot it themselves, or you can plot it for them. Maybe you just want to list the subject of what they're going to do, but here, like you say, it just has different like activities. You have the reading selection, and then they can just go ahead and learn time management by learning to use these simple planners to plot these things down. And when they have choosing, then they don't have to try to go like, which one did I choose again? Which one am I doing? And then they can plot those down as well. So that is the 2 planners. You can buy these as a bundle right now if you're interested in both, or you can buy these individually. And again, I think they're just basically a really nice, functional, simplistic planner. I love the flow of it, and you guys know me. Every single time I get a new planner to review, I feel like I'm gonna abandon ship and move on to a next one. And I'm trying to resist. So I'm gonna save this one, I think. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for probably next year, because I used 2 planners, reverse and pre-planning, but I think I'm going to use this for next year, and definitely going to use a student planner. I really like this, but I'm going to save these. It's a great thing because they're undated, so maybe you already have something but you want to take advantage of the sale, you can hold on to it because it's undated. And that is it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below. I greatly appreciate if this was helpful to you, to go ahead and subscribe for more reviews and more shenanigans as well. And go ahead and follow me over on Instagram. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up and share. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for your presence. Bye-bye.